Alright, so it's finally here for the POCO X3 Pro, the official stable Miui 13.0.1 based on Android 12. It came out yesterday, I've installed it since then, I've been testing it, I've tried multiple things, and we are going to talk about the complete review. So before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash, let's get going. So now, before we actually start the review, my hands are looking a little weird in this video. A happy Holi to everyone. This is a festival of colors, and because of that, you see some colors on my hands. So please ignore that for the next 2 or 3 videos. And the main topic for today, MIUI 13 Indian stable is out and it comes with Android 12 as you can see. Now if you go to all specifications, you will see that it is showing 6 GB right now. It is not showing 6+2 because I have disabled memory extension, and you see that the processor information is laid out correctly. You have the February security patch along with Android version 12. The kernel of course is the perf kernel. So if you keep tapping over here, you will get the Android 12 Easter egg as always. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Looks great, and we will talk about a lot of things in this particular video. You know, Material U and all the other things, are they working, the Monet UI and stuff like that. So let's go to the home screen right away. Now, this is a very significant update, or at least it was supposed to be a very significant update, because what you see over here is the most disappointing part that has been going on with POCO devices since the last 2 years, that the launcher animations are just not there. They are broken. Can you see this? They are plain gone. So I don't know when they are going to fix it, but yes, that is missing. To the left you have Google Feed, which lags like there is no tomorrow. You know, all the lagging has to be done just today. Really disappointing once again. Okay, apart from this, you get the same old control center from MIUI 12.5, so no new additions over there. Although what you do have is the performance and the battery saver toggle. We will talk about that when we talk about the battery section. So the moment you boot into this particular ROM, you will see a very usual, you know, MIUI 12.5 enhanced sort of vibe, with albeit a, you know, bunch of new colors or maybe bunch of new wallpapers is what I can say. Everything else almost is the same. So if you actually go to the wallpaper section, you do get some static MIUI 13 wallpapers, but you don't get the molten glass, you know, live wallpapers, and super wallpapers are anyways not there because this is a LCD panel. This is not a device which comes with an AMOLED panel. So those things are there. Apart from that, if you see widgets, you know, yet another disappointing feature. You still have 12.5 widgets. You don't have the beautiful MIUI 13 widgets. Even if you go to the left, or even if you enable the app board, you still get MIUI 12.5 widgets. So POCO being POCO, a lot of features from the Chinese version are missing, but that's not everything. You know, everything is not bad. There are things which are good. They've recently updated Poco Launcher, and before making this review, I actually updated all the apps from the Play Store and from POCO's or Xiaomi's system apps updater. So you do get the basic stuff over here which is present, and that works absolutely fine. All the features that were there available, they are still available in this particular version. Now moving on, if you go to the camera application, you do have the same old options. So over here, as you can see, all the usual stuff is present. If you go to more, you have the documents option, in which the watermark option is also missing. So a lot of features from MIUI 13 China have not been carried on to the MIUI 13 global or Indian update, which has been the story with Xiaomi and POCO devices for quite some time now. They introduce a ton of new features which are first copied from iOS, and they call it their own. They release it only in China, and by the time the next major version of MIUI comes in China is when we get the previous generation of updates. It's disappointing, I know. If you don't believe me, you can try one of the Chinese ROMs and you will see how much different and fluid the software in their Chinese devices is. Now, leaving bad things aside, you do have the sidebar, which is a combination of the video toolbox and the game turbo, which is present. If you go to the security application, look at the version of the security application is 6.0.1, so sort of the latest version, but the game turbo that we have over here is still the old game turbo. You don't really get the new game turbo with a lot of features, so that is yet another disappointment. But hey, you can go ahead and sideload the APK and you will get the new game turbo. So there's, you know, it's nothing like there's no tomorrow or you will not be able to use it. Now, apart from this, if you actually go to the app drawer, everything is still the same. The camera clarity, the camera consistency, all of these features are same and no major changes have been made over there. Although you do get Android 12. Now what that does is in certain Google applications, you do get a glimpse of Monet UI. For example, if you go to the Google Calendar or Google Calculator, you can see these colors. These are based on the wallpaper. So if I were to go to the wallpaper section and maybe change the wallpaper, let's quickly go ahead and change the wallpaper here to a different color, although it will be a static wallpaper. So I'm applying this wallpaper. Okay. Now let's go to the previous application. See that lag over there? There you go. So Google applications are, sort of supporting the Monet theming system. I really hope by the time they have MIUI 13.5 enhanced or something like that, or MIUI 14, they will give you full Monet customization in MIUI apps as well. So as far as Monet UI customization is concerned, that is all. So let's dive into settings now. We've already checked out the new MIUI 13 logo with Android 12 and all the other things. Now moving on, you have system apps updater, security status, everything is same old, same old. Even if you go to the lock screen menu, there is absolutely nothing that is new over here. One good thing is with MIUI 13 and Android 12, you do get face unlock now. It is present and it works absolutely fine. Now moving on, if you actually go to display, you still don't have 90 Hz of refresh rate. You don't have 90 FPS gaming in any of the games, including BGMI or Call of Duty Mobile. So that's sad. You get 60 or 120 Hz. MI Sans font is also missing, which was one of the highlights of MIUI 13. That particular font is missing as well. When you click on themes, you are taken to the theme store. And apart from this, you have safety and emergency. Now, the interesting part here is privacy and protection. You do see that it's still the same old UI. They've not given you anything new over here. But in the battery section, you do get the performance toggle over here, which will turn the battery indicator blue, and seemingly you might get better performance. That's what Xiaomi says. Anyways, if we talk about the battery backup on this particular device, you do see that we've been on MIUI 13 with Android 12 for 21 hours and 6 minutes, and we've had around, say, 2 hours and 13 minutes of screen on time, and we are at around 63% battery. So in all probability, it should give you 6 to 7 hours of screen on time over a 24-hour usage, which is always a decent or a good battery backup. Now remember, this is a POCO X3 Pro, which comes with a 5000 milliamp hour cell, and that's the reason you're getting good battery life. It's not Xiaomi's optimization. Now, apart from this, you do have the battery section wherein now you have the temperature being displayed, then all the other things of battery saver, the ultra battery saver is present. So, most of the things are carried on from MIUI 12.5 enhanced, and they are present and they work just fine. Now, you do have things like gesture shortcuts, and one interesting thing to note over here is memory extension. The moment you enable or disable it, it will ask you to reboot. In my opinion, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. Now, you do have the new one-handed mode, which is derived from Android 12, and now the animation or the gesture looks much better. I can get it to work at will more often than I used to be able to do it earlier. So this is a better implementation of one-handed mode, and it is consistent. Most of the times it is working as expected. Now, apart from this, you have developer options and no major features over here. You have special features in which you have sidebars. That's it. Nothing else apart from sidebar, and sidebar is always present. You can change the location and all the other things. And over here you have privacy. So let's actually go to notification history over here. Notification and control center. You should have something called as notification history, but that is missing. Now, there are a lot of Android 12 features which are not carried over to this version of MIUI. In fact, Google had introduced internal and external audio recording when you're recording screen or the screen recorder is being used. That feature is still missing. So I don't know when Xiaomi plans to bring those features to all of these latest devices, if not the flagship devices. Now let's go to the main screen and talk about the general feel of MIUI 13 and the main burning question, should you update or not? Now, in my opinion, if you're already on 12.5 enhanced, go ahead and update. There is no problem whatsoever. Now, if you're in India, the specific version 12.5.3, in my opinion, is a very good performer. It is a very decent balance of battery life and performance overall. But if you update to MIUI 13, I don't really see any major issues. I've tried gaming on this for half an hour, 45 minutes. The performance was decent even in hot drops. There is no, breakthrough that, okay, yes, MIUI 13 has completely changed the game or changed the experience as far as the, usability or gaming experience of this particular phone goes. And in general, there are no issues, no hiccups. The UI is pretty fluid. The 120 Hz refresh rate is much more consistent now, apart from select options like Google Feed, which is always laggy. That is of course because of the Poco Launcher. Now you'll ask me, what are the performance numbers like? And benchmark numbers do matter to a lot of us, right? So first, let's go ahead and have a look at the benchmark numbers, for which we will look at the updated gallery for the CPU throttle test. Now, as you can see over here, the average score was 184,464 GIPS and the max was 193,765 GIPS. This was at around 30 or 31 degrees Celsius ambient temperature, and the CPU throttled to 89% of its max performance. Now, it's pretty decent for a MIUI stock ROM. It is nothing out of the ordinary, but it's a pretty decent score. Now, moving on, if you actually go to Antutu Benchmark over here, you will see that you're getting slightly better of a score. 579,963. So 12.5 enhanced would give you somewhere around 570, 575. So some improvement here. But if you have a look, the temperature does increase somewhat. 4 to 5 degrees increase of temperature is detected, and around 5 to 7% of battery drop is detected as well. Now moving on, we're going to talk about Geekbench single core and multi-core scores, which is also very, very essential. So Geekbench 5 is what we have over here, and as you can see, all the tests were run with the performance mode enabled and all apps in game turbo enabled. So 777 single core and 2591 multi-core. So the single core score is pretty strong. That actually corresponds to a slightly better gaming experience, if you will. I might make a complete gaming review on this particular update, but that is for later. For now, the single core score looks to be pretty decent, along with a not so great but okay and mediocre multi-core score. So if you ask me, the charging speed, battery backup, safety net issues, all of them are fine. You can definitely use this update as a daily driver. Some advanced features like, this green dot over here, which tells you what part or what is being used by a particular application. That implementation of Google is present. So bits and pieces of MIUI 12.5 enhanced, bits and pieces of Android 12, and bits and pieces of MIUI 13 is what the latest update of MIUI 13 based on Android 12 for the POCO X3 Pro is. In my opinion, if you're on a locked bootloader, there is no harm in uploading or updating. You can go ahead and install it. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling, take care, goodbye.